Hello everyone, it is TooAwesome here with another video. Now, I know I'm not usually one to review horror movies, let alone Netflix ones, but I thought this would be a fun video to make, let alone I have a little bit to say about the movie. So, without further ado, let's step in and review In the Tall Grass.
I'm lost in here!
Did you hear that?
First of all, this movie had a lot of potential, and for a movie based off of one of Stephen King's works, I really feel like they could have done more with the movie. It has such a cool idea, and it's a shame that it's wasted on a pretty forgettable horror flick. First of all, the acting wasn't great. It was pretty passable, but it could have been so much more. The best acting probably comes from Becky, but even her kinda just seems like a rehash of other horror characters similar to her own. And I still haven't seen Bird Box, but from the parts I have seen, the mother and Becky act very similar. And that's what I feel that Netflix did here. Just rehash the same acting and overall character to us again. And it works, but I feel like it could have been so much better. The rest of the cast was pretty okay as well. I think the kid especially did a pretty good job, since for the most part, child actors can be pretty bad, but this kid was pretty good comparably. Also, I feel like Patrick Wilson, or the crazy dad person, wasn't really trying. He seems to be the most famous one out of this bunch, and you would expect him to deliver the best performance, but he seems to just be going through the motions and not really adding anything to the base of what he needed to do. I really would have liked to see more from his character instead of sinking into a predictable role and maybe giving more of a memorable performance. Now, something I really wanted to address was the cinematography. Now, I thought it was pretty good with what they were given to work with. I mean, how much can you really do with a field of grass? And on certain occasions, a lot. But for the majority, they just kept reusing the shots that did work and kind of ripped them from their meaning. Like, I really love the shot where it would pan in or out of the grass, but I feel like it would have been so much better if they limited the amount of times they used it, so it would have been more impactful when they did. Personally, if I was in charge, I would have kept the opening shot of them zooming in on the grass and have one at the end where they were panning out from the grass, and obviously keep a few in the middle for whenever there is a scream or if someone dies, but I would try to limit it as much as possible so that the interesting camera work doesn't lose its effect on the viewer. Also, most of the other cool shots in this movie are usually just close up on eyes or things, which was pretty cool, but maybe a little more style in some areas of the movie would have benefited greatly. Like, this premise of being lost in a never-ending field of tall grass should make me feel anxious and claustrophobic at times, but not bored and uninterested. Seriously, some more consistent and better quality camera work would have gone a long way and made this movie so much better. And last but not least, the questions, as in the unanswered questions this movie leaves you with. And when I first watched a review about this movie, I thought to myself, well, unanswered questions are good. They spark a sense of mystery and uneasiness because we fear what we don't know. But I can assure you that this movie not answering its biggest question of how and why really annoyed me, and I doubt they skipped over this fundamental premise of the whole story in the book. Overall, this movie was okay. I mean, if you really wanted to watch a scary movie, I don't think this is the one for you. To be totally honest, this movie wasn't really scary, but more disturbing, I guess, and that only really came from one scene. So yeah, if you're totally bored and really need something to watch on your bus or at home, then yeah, I recommend it. But for anyone else who needs to make and find time in their schedule to watch something like this, I recommend you pass on this one. You're not missing much. Overall, In the Tall Grass gets a 6 out of 10. It's entertaining, but it's nothing special. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Since this is a review about a horror movie, in October, maybe. It really depends when I get this out. I've been really busy lately. We'll be lucky if I get it out in October, but it might come out in November, so sorry if that happens. This was supposed to be an October special, but I'm not really sure. But anyways, stay awesome. TooAwesome. Thanks for watching.